What's up guys, MOGCubing. Today we're going to be covering the 202 case. Let's get into it. Alright, this is the 202 case. We have two opposite on top, two opposite on the bottom. Let's get into ways to EO. For this case, there is one way to EO. It is to do a swap with one of the bottom edges. You can either do that by slicing back or by doing a one-way slice. And either way, you'll get an arrow that is a U2 away. Another interesting thing about this case to note is that because it's symmetrical along the M slice, when we're set up like this, as you might have seen me do in the intro video, you can do a trigger such as M prime U prime M, and it holds the same EO. For our first case, we're going to be covering misoriented D. Both the LR edges are on the bottom, and they're both misoriented. We want to AUF so that the two bad edges on the top are on the left and rights, and then we do a single M move, either M or M prime, and that will actually solve EO in one move. This is similar to the 4-0 case where we had two opposites, misoriented, opposite. And so it's actually just an M2 away from that case. And we'll do a single M move. Here, I'll do an M prime for convenience. You can see that we've reached misoriented centers EO. So from here, you can just place them in the bottom like you normally would. For this case, misoriented opposite, we actually have two solutions. They're only slightly different. For this one, when you have the AUF where they're on the left and right, we'll do an M2, and that'll get us into 4-0 misoriented opposite, which we do a U prime to AUF, and then we do an M or an M prime to solve misoriented centers EO like we just did. And then our other solution is if we have it from this AUF, we have them all in the M slice. We'll do an M2 actually, instead of doing a U, an M2, and then a U. We're just going to do an M2 to set up into misoriented D for the 202 case. And then we will do a single M move to solve EO, and then we'll do LR. For our next case, both the LR edges are still misoriented, but here they're in two different layers. If we have the AUF where the bad edges on top are on the left and right, then we can swap up the bad edge from the bottom to give us a mediocre arrow. However, there is an alternate AUF. If they're stacked like this, there's nothing we can do. But if we have the AUF where it is in the back, we can actually do a swap into misoriented D again. As you see, this case comes up quite a few times within this EO because it is very easy to set up to, and it's quite efficient because you do a single M move, do EO, and then LR. For this case, we now have one LR edge oriented and one misoriented. They're in the top layer and they're adjacent. This is misoriented, adjacent. Here, we do any swap with either of these. We can either swap like this, or we can swap in the back. Here, I'm going to swap in the back just for demonstration. But that gives us a good arrow. No matter which of these swaps we do, we get a good arrow because that creates the tip of the arrow. The side edge is bad, and that one is the good edge, either at the base or down in the D layer. So, pretty simple case. No AUF tricks. This is the AUF you have to do it from, where the bad edges are on the left and right. For this next case, we have one edge oriented and one edge misoriented, and they are in two different layers here. With this case, we have two options. Our first one is if it is this AUF where we have them on the sides, then we will be doing an M2 into 4-0 oriented, misoriented both. And here we'll do a U move and a swap. Any U move, any swap. Well, not a U2. So if we were here, we could do a U as well. We could do a back swap. We could do a front swap. No matter which swap or single U move we do, we'll get a good arrow. However, if we have the case oriented, misoriented both from this AUF where all the bad edges are on the M slice, we can actually do that cool insert I was talking about in ways to EO, where we just insert this edge into the bottom to get 202 misoriented D, which we know is a pretty great case. So that's the solution for that AUF, and that also works from a U2 away. Additionally, the one we did here, we just did an M2 into 4-0, misoriented both, also works from U2 away. So this can be done from all AUFs. For this case, we have oriented, opposite, and the solution to this is going to be reducing to a 1-1 case with a M prime, either a U move and then an M, so just a 3-move slice back. And this gets us to this 1-1 case. We're going to AUF with that same U move, and we'll get this. We are going to be covering 1-1 in our next episode, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for that. But let's continue on with the solution here. So we did a M prime, U prime, M, to do another U prime. We're going to keep doing U primes for this entire algorithm. It's basically an algorithm because of how long it is and because of the fact that you don't know 1-1 yet. So we'll be covering that next, though. And then the way you solve this case is with a M prime, another U prime, and then an M prime again. Then we're going to do a U, and we'll have a good arrow. So yeah, with that, next time we'll be covering 1-1. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you know when that comes out. Leave a like if this video helped you, and be sure to comment if there's anything confusing. Godspeed.